Good morning, everyone. My name is Kailey Jean Carter, and I'm going to talk to you about sleep hygiene today. So just as a reminder, today's session is not a therapeutic session. It is for educational purposes. So about me, at undergraduate school at Bradley University, I majored in psychology with minors in women and gender studies and sociology. In undergrad, I focused more with children. I worked a lot with children, especially early education. I studied women and I studied prejudice and stereotypes. In graduate school, I went to University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, and I decided to switch over to social work. So I have background in psychology and social work, and my concentration was in clinical mental health. I focused on adult mental health and helped educated myself on trauma. So this is what we're gonna go over today. I'm gonna do an introduction about sleep hygiene. We'll talk about too much sleep, too little sleep, food that can affect sleep, some general tips, things to avoid, some morning tips, and then the conclusion. So the introduction. What is sleep hygiene? Sleep hygiene refers to the daily habit that promotes sleep quality. So all about this, you'll get some tips. Poor sleep affects mental health and physical health, which we'll go into a little bit later. Good sleep hygiene leads to better energy, mood, and functioning. I do want you guys to have a key reminder that everyone's body is different. So as I go over these tips, they may apply to you, they may not. So just listen to what your body needs, and that's kind of the general rule with sleep hygiene. So the effects of too much sleep. Raise your hand if sometimes you try to sleep a lot in hopes that it'll be better for your mental health or physical health. Yep. That is told to so many people. They're like, okay, if you sleep, you get better quality of physical and mental health, but too much sleep can actually hurt your physical and mental health. So too much sleep, that's about over 9 hours, and of course that varies with age. If you are younger, like teenage years, over 9 hours may be exactly what you need, but if you're an elder adult, that may be something that's a little too much for you. So there's some medical consequences of sleeping too much. You can be at an increased risk of headaches, weakened immunity. So if you find yourself getting sick very often, it may be because of your sleep hygiene. You may have memory difficulties, a risk for stroke, heart disease, fatigue, diabetes, chronic pain, and obesity. And for mental health, you're at an increased risk of depression, anxiety, sleep disorders such as hypersomnia for this one, intrusive thoughts, mood instability, emotional outbursts, and irritability. So if you're tending to like get snappy a lot or maybe cry for no reason or get upset more easily, it could be because you're sleeping too much. Now, people wonder, why is this? I thought if I sleep more, it could help. And sleeping is in moderation. Sometimes it is good for you to sleep too much, but sometimes it can hurt you like this one. You're not getting your blood flowing when you're laying for all those hours. And that's why you can see a lot of these health risks. Now, the effects of sleeping too little. As you look at this slide, you may be like, wow, that matches a lot with sleeping too much. So sleeping too little is around less than 7 hours, and of course that varies with age. You need at least 6.5 hours to function. So anything less than that, you may be noticing a lot more of these consequences or impacts below. And of course that varies with age as well. If you are an older adult, you may only need like 5 hours, 6 hours of sleep to feel good. So again, with sleeping, everyone has a different range of what might be good for them. It's general 7 to 9 hours of sleep for most people, but maybe at 7 hours, I feel really good, or at 6.5, that's my level. Knowing with what your body level is, knowing that to use that. So again, some medical consequences is increased risk of sleep deprivation, weakened immunity, memory difficulties, risk of stroke, heart attack, blood pressure, fatigue, diabetes, chronic pain, and obesity. And a mental impact could be depression, anxiety, sleep disorders such as insomnia, psychosis, intrusive thoughts, emotional outbursts, and irritability. So again, if you're noticing you're more emotional than normal or getting snappy or irritated, it could be because you're not sleeping enough. So many people ask me, okay, where does it start? Is it mental health? Is that the reason I'm sleeping too much or too little? Or does it start with because I'm having sleep issues that I have mental health issues? And it is an ongoing, continuous cycle. Maybe if I'm feeling a little bit down today, a little bit depressed, I'm going to lay in bed a lot more, maybe try sleeping a little bit more. And then that hurts your sleep routine, which then can affect your sleep issues. Or maybe today, like I just wasn't following my sleep routine enough and I didn't sleep too well or I slept too much, that can impact your mental health. So it's all kind of a cycle. So, some general food tips. Raise your hand with how many of you guys like to snack before going to bed, like maybe 30 minutes before bed, get that last snack in. Yeah, trust me, I've done it before too, but it shows that like eating that close to bed could really hurt your gut system. It can give you digestion issues and it can disrupt your sleep. So the general kind of rule is eating at least 3 hours before bed to avoid weight gain, reflux, digestion issues, disrupted sleep, all of that. Now, if you do have to eat before bed, because I understand not all of us can wait 3 hours or all of that. Maybe you're just getting off home from work and you have to eat and you haven't eaten all day. Please listen to your body. But some foods that can help are listed below. So if you do have to eat, maybe this is a good idea. Or adding it into your diet too at dinner time as a snack. Some food could be fatty fish. Fatty fish has omega-3 and vitamin D, and that regulates sleep cycles. Almonds or a lot of different kinds of nuts have high magnesium and vitamin B, which promotes relaxation. Now, if any of you guys celebrate Thanksgiving, we know with turkey, you get tired. And of course, there's a lot of carbs with that as well. But turkey has tryptophan in it, which aids melatonin production. Now, if anyone's heard of the sleepy time tea, there's usually chamomile in it. And chamomile is rich in antioxidants and it helps relax the nervous system. So maybe we're not hungry, but we're still feeling a little bit more awake than normal. Drinking some tea, helping relax your body. That can help before bed. Now, this one surprised me when I read about this because everyone always told me be careful about how much sugar you eat before bed. And that's true, but kiwi, it helps boost serotonin and reduces inflammation in your body. So it helps enhance your sleep quality. Now, some general sleep hygiene tips. The biggest one is establishing a routine. Going to bed at the same time every night, creating a bedtime ritual, like maybe washing my face, brushing my teeth, putting on pajamas, reading 30 minutes before bed, and then going to bed. Creating that routine can help remind your body system, okay, it's time to relax. You're about to go to sleep soon. And then waking up at the same time every day and then creating a morning ritual with that. Okay, when I wake up, I'm going to take the blankets off. I'm going to splash some cold water on my face. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to do some light exercise, like walking down my stairs, taking the dog out, drinking some water. So I know a lot of people on weekends or days that they have time to sleep in might want to take some of that. And of course, I understand that, but be careful because it can hurt your sleep hygiene. If maybe I sleep in an hour or 2 hours more than usual, that could hurt my circadian rhythm and hurt my sleep quality later that night or even that week. So if you do feel like you want to sleep in a little bit more or go to bed a little bit later, maybe give yourself just a little grace. Like, okay, I'll let myself stay up for an hour, but I do know, waking up will be a little bit different or I have to kind of reset that back the next day. And again, aiming for 7 to 9 hours for adults. And of course, young adults may need more than that. Older adults may need less, just listening to your body, what feels right for you. And of course, sleep routine starts right when you wake up. So many people think it's 30 minutes, an hour before bed, but it's as soon as you wake up, it starts for that day, that night. It can really, what you do in the morning can impact what you do and how you sleep the rest of the day. And a big one is how many of you guys may play video games in bed, do homework, do reading, do kind of different activities in bed. I used to do a lot of homework in bed when I was in undergraduate school, and then, of course, when I would go to sleep, I just was super stressed out and I couldn't fall asleep. So bed is for the sleep only. Use bed only for sleep and relaxation or relationships. This is a big one. If you do all these different activities, it lets your body think, oh, my brain can think in bed. My brain can have anxiety. My brain can do math problems. My brain can be excited while I'm in bed. And that makes your body feel, okay, I can be activated. So when you go to bed, it's that place of activation instead of a restful place. So taking out some of those habits, putting like I could play video games on my couch, or I can sit on the floor if I really need to next to my bed, making the bed only for your sleep and relations, a place of relaxation. Then it lets your mind and body know, okay, this is a place I can rest. I can be comfortable. I can let my body not feel as activated. And then optimizing your sleep environment. And everyone has different needs for their sleep environment. But some key notes is going to bed at 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit in their room. If you go in anything hotter, it can create some like fever dreams or make you super sweaty and have a poor sleep quality that night. Another big rule is if you're up for at least 20 minutes in your bed, get out. If you're tossing and turning at night and you wake up and it's been a very long time, get out of bed, because then you start associating, oh, this bed, I can toss and turn. I don't have to sleep. So getting yourself out of bed after 20 minutes, or say you're trying to go to sleep and it's been over 20 minutes and you're tossing and turning and you're doing all this math in your head. Like, oh, if I go to sleep now, I'll get this many hours and then I'll be fine. Take that math out of the bed. Take that anxiety out of the bed. You're associating that anxiety within the bed. So let's take that out. Get up after 20 minutes. And in your environment, some people prefer dark places. Some people prefer a little bit of light. Some people prefer dead silence, and some people like sound machines or background noise. There's a bunch of different apps out there that have different sounds that you could play, like rain music or white noise, brown noise, pink noise. There's noise for every color. So just trying to figure out that for yourself. There are sound machines out there too that could be helpful. Okay, things to avoid. So remember when we talked about tossing and turning and being able to get out of bed after 20 minutes? A big rule is don't go to bed wide awake, even to follow your sleep routine. Okay, I go to bed at 9 o'clock every night. I have to be tired at 9. I have to go to bed. If I'm wide awake at 9 p.m., I'm not going to fall asleep just trying to lay in my bed and tossing and turning. Go to bed when you're tired. Go to bed when you're feeling exhausted. Nothing is really going to change if you're laying in your bed wide awake. Avoid stimulants and excitement before bed. For example, like horror movies, caffeine, vigorous exercise, spicy foods. That can all affect your sleep quality. And then limit naps. If you do nap during the day, try making it only 30 to 45 minutes and avoid doing it later in the day, or avoid doing it closer to when you go to sleep at night, because that can interact with your sleep quality. Be cautious of alcohol and caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant, alcohol is a depressant. A lot of people think because alcohol is a depressant, it'll help make me sleepy, tired, and that can be true for a little bit. Over time, it comes out of your blood system. It can hurt your gut. It can hurt your blood pressure. It can hurt your sleep quality altogether. And of course, caffeine is supposed to wake you up. So be careful of when you drink caffeine, how late in the day, how it impacts your sleep quality. My general rule for myself is I won't drink caffeine past 2 p.m. And then a big one is don't clock watch. And I know what you're all going to say. You just said after 20 minutes, get out of bed. Well, how will I know it's 20 minutes if I'm not clock watching? Trust me, after 20 minutes, you'll definitely feel, hey, it's been a long time. So get out of bed when it feels like it's been a long time. So clock watching, you're doing math in your head and you're wondering, okay, if I get this much sleep, I'll be fine. Or, hey, even if it's just an hour, I'll be fine. And you're doing all this math in your head and you're associating the bed, okay, this is a place where I can do math. This is a place where I can do anxiety. And when does doing math help you in bed? with that. Usually it makes people a little bit more anxious. So turn around that clock, turn it backwards. If you have alarms, set it across the room, put it away so you don't really see it. Turn off the light on the alarm. And another one is blue screens, and this could be phones, computers, Kindles. Try to avoid this at least 30 minutes to 1 hour before bed. I know it's hard, but do some replacements with it. Instead of watching TikTok, let's read a book. Let's get an actual book out and read the words. It can help you get some of that mental energy out in a different way. Morning practices. So as I stated earlier, sleep hygiene starts right when you wake up. When you wake up, your body is already dehydrated. So hydration is key. Getting a glass of water, 2 glasses of water to get that hydration back in your body, get that level regular. And then getting out of bed immediately. If you stay in bed, you may feel groggy a little bit. Tossing and turning might be harder to get out of bed, and then you're associating the bed with all of that. So move around, maybe splash some cold water on your face or on your body. Throw off the blankets if you have trouble getting up. Set the alarm across the room so you have to go stand up and walk away and go get it. Expose yourself to light. This is all about your circadian rhythm. If you see light, your body thinks, okay, it is time to get up. I can start moving. Engage in light physical activity. You don't have to do anything super vigorous, but maybe going out, getting a walk in, doing some yoga in the morning. It can boost that circulation in your body and help you feel a little bit more motivated. And then coffee, delay that coffee intake. Coffee can actually dehydrate you even more. So if that's the first thing you're drinking in the morning, that could be why you're not feeling the best throughout the day. You need to have time to let your body stabilize in its natural energy. So say your natural energy is here, but when you wake up, it's already down here. If you get that coffee and it spikes up, and then it'll spike back down pretty quickly, and then you'll be feeling worse. So letting your body stabilize before adding some caffeine or stimulant in. And now the conclusion. So some key takeaways is focusing on your health. Good sleep hygiene supports physical and mental health. Avoid overstimulation before bed, and poor sleep habits to prevent long-term health risks. And if you remember anything, it's build a routine. Consistent routines, healthy diets, and mindful habits lead to better quality of sleep. And then start small. I just gave you all a big list of different tips that you can start doing. If we try doing 5 of them at once, that might be a little too much to do. So maybe make 1 or 2 changes today and see how that goes for a week, and just keep focusing on some of that, making small changes in the beginning. It may seem overwhelming, but you got this. So for example, maybe today I'm going to not eat 3 hours before bed. I'll eat dinner 3 hours before bed. Maybe I'll add some turkey in or almonds. Okay, that's 2 things, I'm done. Or maybe I'm going to go to sleep when I'm tired, not when I'm wide awake. If I toss and turn, I'm going to get up after 20 minutes. The big thing with sleeping is maybe you need to get some of that energy out. Maybe it's mental energy you need to get out. So, okay, I'll read a book. Or maybe it's physical energy you need to get out. Okay, I need to walk around my room a little bit, walk it up and down the stairs. Maybe do some stretches, progressive muscle relaxation. That can help a lot. Okay, well, thank you all for joining me today. If you have any questions, you can email me. My email's set up right there. I also put the link to Edge Counseling and Wellness, the website, right there. My personal work phone number is there, but I do prefer if you email me. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I hope this helped. Thank you.